Or I almost wonder if you take off Proctor and have Cooper Flag.
Do you think Sears is better than Proctor that much?
I don't know. I think they're pretty comparable. Call me crazy.
You're not crazy. All right, so right here we'll go with Cooper Flag, Mark Sears, Colin Murray Boyles, Danny Wolf.
Well, there we go.
And I think Jaguar, it's pretty self-explanatory if you guys have been paying attention, that he is the best passer. Kasparis, he's somebody that I think a lot of people, you can play on or off ball.
Kasparis over Dylan?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I might even have Nemhard over Kasparis. Nemhard's just such a good pure passer.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome.
I would not have Ben Seraph over Kasparis. I think Ben Seraph, dude, I think Ben Seraph is like the poor man's version of Kasparis in a way. Both similar players, but I think Kasparis does everything better than Ben Seraph. Yeah. And the jump shot, I believe in the scoring ability and the creativity is way more there. I think Ben kind of reminds me, literally his favorite player of all time is Vasilija Micic, and I kind of agree. Like he's the taller Vazzy.
Yeah. Who is an amazing passer.
Oh, incredible passer. I don't think it's been ever like fully showcased at the NBA level, but just go search up his EuroLeague highlights and you'll see like,
he was crazy.
Yeah. Danny Wolf is the best passing big man.
Mm-hmm.
He can throw anything. I joke around and say he's the 7-foot Joe Ingles out there.
Mm-hmm.
Then Colin Murray Boyles, everybody's, the Draymond Green and everything.
Do you like CMB as a passer more than Derek Queen?
Yeah, 100%. The thing is, just out of pure passing, I'm saying Colin Murray Boyles, I think, sees the floor and is able to be a connective piece in terms of he's going to be a guy who will make the right reads, swing the ball consistently, and that's kind of what you want. In the similar vein of what we've seen guys like Grant Williams, Draymond Green, I mean, even for the Celtics this past year, I think like the Derek Whites of the world, that they're able to make those types of read. He's able to make those types of read. I think Derek Queen is a great passer from a big man standpoint. He's going to operate out, the elbow and the low post, running DHOs or kicking out, to the open shooter in the corner. But I don't think he's going to be a guy who is going to be able to, or he's going to be able to make the outlet pass. But I don't think he's not like insane creativity like Alperen Şengün. I think he's more of like a system type passer, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It does, yeah. Yeah. Cooper Flag, man.
Would you say Cooper's better than Derek and Colin Murray Boyles? Because I'd say they're all in the same tier.
I would, just because I think he's just going to have the ball that much more.
What about Danny Wolf and Ben Seraph and Kasparis?
I'd put him above Danny Wolf.
Because I don't think he's like a natural passer.
Yeah. No, because I agree, but I think
he's the right reads.
He's so good at it. Yeah, exactly.
He makes the right reads, and that's the whole thing. But I think Danny Wolf is naturally the better passer.
He's going to keep getting better and better, and I think it'll get to the point where Cooper eventually just surpasses like all these guys as an assist guy at the very least. But yeah, I know passing is more than just assists, and also it's how you see the floor, how quick you make decisions.
Do you buy Derek Queen?
Cooper's been making some good decisions, man.
Do you buy Derek Queen
as a passer? Yeah, I think he's a really good passer.
But do you think it's how some people said, like, to compare him to other bigs, the Sabonis, the Derek Queens?
I think that's a little too much, but
not Derek Queens, the Alperen Şengüns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like a Jonas Valanciunas level passer.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
I think Jonas is an underrated passer, personally.
Yeah. Jonas is also.
All right. So here we go. Dylan Harper, I think, is the best point guard in this draft class. Now, I think he can make live dribble passes, passes basically in any half-court setting that you want. I also think he's a guy who could potentially be the left-handed Cade Cunningham. Kasparis Jakučionis, right? Or Jakučionis?
Mm-hmm.
Jakučionis?
I think it's Kasparis, but yeah.
Kasparis Jakučionis. Yeah. I know you hate the Tyrese Haliburton comp, but I think he's a guy who's going to be able to develop on or off ball. I think that the highest potential for him is as a.
The more you see the finals, do you like the Tyrese Halliburton comp?
We've only seen one game.
The more you see the playoffs, sorry, I should say.
Now, I think the thing with him is that his best version of him is going to be as an on-ball guard, as a floor general, who's going to be able to be this kind of.
But kind of like Tyrese, no, okay, playing into Tyrese, he plays really well off another guy that can handle the ball like Andrew Nebhard.
Yes.
So yeah. So Kasparis will probably like that is the ideal version where he has another person that can handle as well.
And the thing with him
He's
is
a really good passer, but like it's like the primary handler. He'll need some help.
But what I like about him is he will drive in, like he has this tough nose play style about him where he drives with basically blind courage at times. Mm-hmm. Now, does it cause a lot of turnovers? Yes. But yeah, I think his willingness.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of teams. Yeah.
But his fearlessness.
And for fan bases as well, apparently.
His fearlessness is admirable. And that allows him to be very creative as a passer.
No, he was willing to experiment for sure.
A great way to put it, experiment. And that's why I have him in front of Yagor Demon. Yagor does not like he.
Well, and he's also just a lot better at getting his own offense.
Another great way to put it. Yeah, I just think I like Yagor, and I think Yagor is actually a better passer than Harper in Kasparis.
I think he's probably the best passer in the draft. Yeah,
100%. But I think he's timid at times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I think the whole thing that keeps me from saying that he's the best floor general is that his timidness, or it might be even a lack of creativity at times in terms of if he sees he doesn't do a good job. If the defense stops him, he's willing just to delegate.
It's a lack of confidence too. Yeah. Like if like his shooting at the start of the year, he started off gangbusters. Like when the shot was falling, like it was looking fantastic. But as the year progressed, there were concerns, and he kind of went back to where we had seen him as a shooter.
So moving off there, what is your thoughts of Jeremiah Fears, Nolan Traore really close the?
I know you really like Jeremiah. So where you're like, I go through this cluster of three of Kasparis, Yegor, and Jeremiah, and where you would. Are you ranking that as is? Or do you think do you like Jeremiah better than Yegor as an NBA prospect?
So, I just think this is just me being someone. I think you can not. Okay. The shot is one thing that scares me with Jeremiah Fears, and it's like I think shooting's the easiest thing.
Both of their shots are scary, right?
Okay, but
now, is it scarier if you're 6'9" versus 6'3"?
That's what I'm saying. Is like Fears, I can just move him to the forward spot, and we can figure this out as you being like a pass. Yagor, Yagor has more positionality that I can move him and kind of turn him into what Josh Giddey was on the Thunder at worst case scenario, where we're like, you're a slob wizard. You're going to kind of be off the bench, connecting.
I think again, you say as worst case scenario so often with guys who are like, best case scenario.
Sorry, I know. I'm half glass full for some people, but my fear with Fears is there's a chance that he's not a natural guard. And even though I think shooting's the easiest thing to fix, maybe he's not even a natural floor general. But I think he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands, regardless if he's a 2 or a 1. He's going to be a guy who needs the ball just to create offense for himself. Is he a natural creator of offense for others? No, but I think that's something that it's not like an entire skill that can be acquired, but it's a skill that can be honed and got better at. So I also think that for his best version of himself, he's going to have to play with another guard. And is he willing to play with another guard? I don't know. And I think also he's going to have to be on a team that is a lot of like ball handlers. There's gonna be a lot of guys who are. He has to be on a team that already has a lot of floor spacing and have guys around him who don't need the ball in his hands, so he can drive and kick. And that's going to be the big way that he's going to create for others, is being a guy who gets downhill as a slasher and then creates for others off the kick, than rather just being and doing that a lot through the pick and roll and winning through transition, than being a true point guard who brings the ball up the half court, runs a set, and is able to, read the floor, see this first or second option not be open, and then create for the third or fourth guy off of true just spontaneity, than off of what is told by him. And that's my biggest fear. For fears.
Yeah. Tears for fears.
So I don't know, and that gets me scared. Is what's his true position?
I think a point guard, but
yeah. So Nolan Traore, he's cool. He's just, nothing's flashy about him. Like, he shot better to end the year. He runs the pick and roll well, but he doesn't blow me away. Like, yeah, he could be a safe pick if he's at the end of this first or beginning of the second, and like I need a point guard, sure, I'll take him. But like, if I'm really like rebuilding or something, like he's not grinding my gears, would make me pissed off, but he's not really like getting me excited. He doesn't excite me in any way. I don't see him being a franchise savior in any way.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Dylan Harper, I don't think any of these guys are.
I know, but like you,
yeah. No, I'm like, certainly, like you're saying as a piece that you see as like
he's not moving the needle.
He's not. Yeah, moving the needle as somebody you want running your team.
Yeah,
which is what you would ideally want from a floor general.
I want first round picks to either be guys that can be day one contributors as somewhat role players, or guys who have the potential to be pretty solid role players or starters one day for me.
Yeah, ideally. Yeah. I think as you get further down the first round, the thing you're hoping for, like, once you get, I would say even at the end of the lottery and once you get further down, if that person's a rotation piece, then you're pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for upside being beyond that, then yeah, I get it.
And that's why I have Walter Clayton over Nolan, because I think Walter Clayton's got that poise to be let me put the screen back up, but Walter Clayton being a bucket getter, I said it before, kind of a Patty Mills, just a shot getter that can play both the one or the two and create for others.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think Cam Jones did a good job of playing Tyler.
Yeah.
He replaced Tyler Kolek, did a great job, got some size. I actually kind of like Cam Jones better than Nolan Traore because of his shooting and his ability to play one or the two.
Dude, it's your list.
I know, but I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for me. I think I'd like Nolan's upside a little bit more, but yeah, Cam had a great year in Marquette.
Great years.
Great years. Yeah, I'm still not sure. I see him as like a floor general, and kind of maybe as more of a two. And then, yeah, you just wonder how much you would want him on ball. And yeah, I probably would go with Nolan's upside a little more at this point. But yeah, really, I don't know, man. Like it at this point in the draft, like when you're getting to that first round, like end of first round, you could go a number of different directions, and I'd be fine with it.
And then to wrap this up, Tyrese Proctor, we talked about it. He's originally a point guard, but he kind of got moved out of point guard, but he still, I think, is a natural lead guard. Him at being a lead guard at 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" in shoes could be huge. Ryan Nembhard's 5'10".
6'6" in shoes.
And then
6'4" and a quarter, but his shoes are huge. And yeah, I'm going with this listed Duke size just because I really like it. It looks better.
He's got moon shoes. Every time you see him, he's got these thick soles.
Yeah, man. Dude, have you seen the fish in that guy's shoes? Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Give him
he's in a little aquarium. He's growing. He puts tadpoles in there. Then when they become like not full frogs,
they die. Yeah.
No, Ryan Nemhard is actually a great passer. He's 5'10", 6 foot in
He
shoes.
like, yeah, he's a small dude. I just think like his brother didn't really. They're not vertical athletes like at all.
No,
And
but they're
I think
gamers.
Ryan Nemhard just might be smart enough and like crafty enough where he may get a shot.
Yeah, and like, look, if Jose
so
Alvarado can get like, and Jose Alvarado is a different like hustler, pesky guy. But
I mean, he was also like Jose Alvarado was also ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
I know. I think Jose Alvarado, yeah.
But yeah, Ryan Nemhard averaged 9.8 assists per game in college.
Yeah,
like that's ridiculous.
Dude, he's arguably one of the best passers in this draft class.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then Mark Sears, just a steady guy coming from, I think, just did the same thing, mature. You know what you want, and out of him, he won't turn the ball over. But now,
backup point guard. That's what you're hoping for there.
Yeah, reserve guy.